First off, a very big thank you goes to Sarah, the Future Food Institute, and the Food and Agriculture Organization for this opportunity. It is a pleasure to be a part of this largest worldwide lesson on the regenerative power of food systems ever broadcasted. We only have barely 10 years before the world food crisis kicks in. And scientists may be right. We may have only 60 harvests left, and this is according to a paper published by the UN FAO in 2014. Yet, we do not have a one solution for all to change this narrative. But what we do know is that hunger can be cured if we continue to cast the spotlight on Sustainable Development Goals 2, 12, and 13, that is ending hunger, responsible consumption and production, and climate change. But then there is the how. We need to leverage on the only untapped resources humanity has, which is the youth. Africa, for instance, has the highest number of unemployed millennials, says the ILO 2020 report, and also boasts of having the largest number of smallholder farmers that feeds the continent. But until the continent solves its estimated $48 billion lost to post-harvest, that boast is important. But how do we do that, right? My idea is to educate the youth, create a community of bright minds to develop holistic practices on sustainable food systems to counter food planet challenges, and empower culture that leads to a renewed tradition to shape a regenerative planet. I believe the most crucial spindle to reshape the food system is education, capacity development, and transferring competencies and fortes, allowing the creation of a dense network of interconnected realities. We can do this by developing, promulgating, and encouraging insect-based revolution for food, feed, and other use, while creating a regenerative agriculture practices to defeat hunger and sequester carbon emissions. If we are able to capture at least a quarter of the minds of the youth population to embark on this journey, we can tear down the invisible physical and cognitive walls that traditionally separate urban and rural areas by linking sustainability with social proximity. Edible insects, to me, are the key to global food systems. According to a 200-page report published by the UN FAO on edible insect, if everyone in the world started eating insect and they became a part of our mainstream food supply, we could reclaim 30% of the Earth's land surface, which is currently used by the livestock industry to grow animals and their feed. We could lower greenhouse gas emissions by 18%, and we could lower the cost of all food around the world by about 13%. Additionally, one big advantage is that bugs can be fed with unused side streams. I can't think of any other food source that could have this kind of impact on both the environment and the global economy. But for this to be possible, we need active change makers to actively inform and spread knowledge to accelerate the shaping of a new empowering culture that leads to reformed traditions and innovative approaches along the entire food chain. But this might not work if we're not ready to accept or embrace diversity, because embracing diversity is a key unifying factor of the future food systems. I believe consumers' personalized nutrition must be embedded at the very beginning of the chain, putting diversification at the heart of the agricultural system. We therefore need to commit to support or commence activities leading to the establishment of such positive and forward-looking realities. But while we do this, we shouldn't lose sight of the integration of the true cost and true values into the production, processing, and distribution of the food to enable a healthy and sustainable diet for all. Ultimately, nature in itself is our biggest tool in the fight against global warming, and through sustainability work, we can fully utilize nature's contribution to the mitigation action needed to bring humanity in balance with nature. Sustainability must be humanity's greatest goal, but the youth is humanity's greatest artillery. My name is Nyarko, and this ends my presentation.